Okay, public comment. Anybody want, or is this all of us? I don't see any, unless our tax commissioner wants to say a word about how good a job he's doing.
Don't get the cart ahead of the horse, Mr. Chairman. Start bragging on tax commissioner. He's on the agenda.
Well, I just wonder. I mean, Sheriff, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. I want to thank all the departments that helped during the rain, especially the road department. They done an outstanding job and got the roads open, fairly reasonable and within, good time. But they did an awesome job. And all our people and even the county managers out there. He did a good job.
Okay, anybody else want to say anything? It's just us. Right. Was your road open too, or you was in Turner County there?
I live in Tift.
Okay. Well, I think we'll all have to give Jason a real praise for what he's done, because he's...
Let y'all say, I'd like to say something. Jason didn't do it. I got 42 men out there that do a dang good job, and they're the ones to be commended.
You have got a good crew.
Yes,
Yes, sir. While we praising people, Sheriff's Department, when we have an incident like that, I mean, we're going to pat each other on the back. We got to pat the Sheriff's Department on the back too, because it's all, all hands on deck. Everybody was pulling in the same direction. That sure makes things go a lot easier when you've got elected officials and staff and multiple departments and all of everybody's going in one direction instead of scattering out. It was, I'm going to tell you it was fun, but as smooth as a situation like that can be handled, I think it did a really good job.
Good. All right, we'll get started. There's no public comment, no appointments, public hearings, none. The regular agenda. Public Works Facility.
Good evening, Commissioners. After speaking with you last week about the Public Works Facility, I think we needed some clarification on it, and the majority of the clarification was tonight is we're not selecting and entering into a contract for a Public Works Facility. We are selecting a construction manager to be hired to do the value engineering to bring back to staff a guaranteed maximum price that they can build a public works facility building for. Once that guaranteed maximum price is brought back to us, we will bring it back before the Board of Commissioners, and if you choose so, then you can enter into a contract with them on a guaranteed maximum price that they can build a building for.
Somebody told me today that said, that's a new term, value engineering.
Yes.
We was at a bank meeting and just said that's a new term, and then Jonathan Jones said, no, that's not a new term.
Well, some people have been using it for years. I don't think that's the way that buildings have generally been built around here, but what it allows you to do is get a guaranteed maximum price. If they say it's going to take $9,991 to build a building, and they forget something and leave it out, there's no change orders. They cannot come back and ask for any money because they are guaranteeing you that they can supply you with the product that they said they can supply you with at that guaranteed price. So no change orders, no bumping it up, no getting more money. When they submit that and you vote on it, it is what it is.
Okay, any questions for Jason? Anybody? If no questions, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we award the construction management value engineering portion of the contract to Jones Construction as recommended by staff.
Here's a second.
Second.
Okay. Okay, any more discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I need to pass some voting.
Okay,
My son is employed with Jones Construction, so I will not be voting.
so that means I got to vote.
Yes, sir.
Just for the record, Mr. Chairman, that show Commissioner Molly declaring a conflict.
Conflict, yes.
Okay, all in favor by raising your right hand. And nobody opposed, so we go.
Thank you, Commissioner.
All right, B, beer license for Manish Patel for Easy Mark in Brookfield. Linda?
As I told you last week, Mr. Patel already owns Brookfield General, and he holds a license for that store. There's an Easy Mark that's in the vicinity of that area, and he has purchased that store, and he is just requesting license for that store. His application has been processed, criminal history, fingerprints. It has been sent to the sheriff's department and comes back to you with an approval from the sheriff.
Okay, do hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we accept the application.
Your second.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? All right, resolution to adopt approved short-term work program updates.
Mr. Chairman, if you recall from the work session, we discussed this, and back in December, DCA and the Regional Commission came to us, and we do a work program that is generally every 10 years, and DCA has come back and they want us to start looking at it on a more regular basis and do what's called a short-term work program. The cities of Tift and Omega Tata, in conjunction with the county, reviewed what our goals were, what we had submitted, and this board, along with those commissions or councils, actually voted to submit that to DCA. We did that. DCA's reviewed it and approved what we submitted, and now has sent it back and is asking for a resolution. And I think if you look, the clerk has attached a resolution of adoption, and that's what will be required for DCA to go ahead and check our box. We've done our short-term work, and then next year we'll be reviewing it and it'll be back in front of you again before the end of the fiscal year. And I'll answer any questions.
Any questions? Your motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we make a resolution to adopt the approved short-term work program updates.
Okay, here's a second.
Second.
All right, any more further questions? All in favor say aye. Anybody opposed? All right, request from tax commissioner to change refund amount policy.
Mr. Chairman, the tax commissioner is in the audience tonight, but we talked about this in the work session, and currently our tax commissioner's office will try to collect and or refund amounts as low as $2. The state has a $5 limit in the code section of the Georgia Constitution OCGA 48.3. -21.1 kind of sets that our standard. What our tax commissioner office would like to do was set that level at $5, so we don't look for somebody to refund $5, nor are we going to look at collecting something any less than that as well. Is that?
Yes.
That's kind of where we're at with that. I mean, I'll be glad, and the commissioner would be to answer any questions that you got.
He told me he was going to be here last week.
Just for clarification, I know this is Chad. I know this is just to avoid unnecessary mailing. But if somebody was to come up there and comes to the window and is due a $3 refund, would you give it to them?
Yes, basically all we're doing is the price of stamps are going up, and we're sitting there mailing out and trying to call and collect for $2, $2, $3. With our state auditor has come and asked us, and we spoke to him, and he said, well, our state revenue code has an application that we can do $5. And I said, well, that would be a lot more efficient use of our time and effective use of our time rather than dealing with $2 and $3. $5 would just be and we got the official code also that we can back it up on.
Sure.
But if they came and wanted it, yes, it would be.
You're just not going to mail it out or request it.
That's correct.
That's
yes,
all.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, your motion.
Mr. Chairman, I
Make a motion that we request the tax commissioner's change to the refund policy.
Your second.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? You got it, even though you didn't come last week. Text change in personnel policy manual.
Mr. Chairman, this is the proposed text amendment to Board of Commissioners Policy 4.06, subsections 5A and B. That corrected a couple of different problems for us, a couple of those being typographical errors, as well as the blanket prohibition against anyone who has simply been arrested with an offense, and the proposed text amendment addresses those and provides us some relief from those constraints.
Okay, any questions? Your motion.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion that we make the text change recommendation by the Personnel Policy Manual by Human Resource Director.
Your second.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Okay. Executive session or anything tonight?
Motion, Mr. Chairman.
Any commissioners' comments? Clerk's comments? Lawyers' comments? Melissa comments? Sherry? Bub? Donnie?
Yes. I would like to say that it's been 5, 6 years, I think, we come to some kind of agreement with our water rates and stuff, and I'm still a little disturbed because things haven't been in place. And I would like to meet with the committee, or if you all can put me on the agenda for the next city council meeting where I can address that to them, whichever would need to be first, because it's been a long time and it's still not where it needs to be. And some of our constituents, some of the people in the county are still concerned about the rate. And that's where I'm at with that. If I just need to go, I will go with if we can get the ball rolling again.
Mr. Chairman, if I could address Commissioner's, request, and it's not wrong. That has been on the table and has been discussed for a number of years. There's a current contract or current memorandum of understanding which sets out a beginning date for resolving those billing differences and a final date, which was 10 years, which we're coming up upon. One of the things that I think is going to help clarify that is, and as everybody knows, we have been in lost negotiations with the city and have not been able to mediate that, but we have filed for arbitration on that. One of the things that will be addressed in that is those rate differences. And for those on the commission that follow, now that I am the official liaison between you guys and the General Assembly, as I was looking at that Friday crossover day, I can't remember the House bill number, but I'll get it to you. One of the House bills that was approved by the House and was sent over to the Senate had to do with differences in rates between incorporated and unincorporated areas, or vice versa, and the appropriateness or inappropriateness of that. I think if it makes it through the Senate, your problem will be solved at the General Assembly. If it does not make it through the Senate, I think your problem will be addressed through our local option sales tax negotiation process. So one way or another, this problem's fixing to get some attention. And I understand your concern, and I share it, and I think that in a fairly short amount of time, one way or the other, it's going to come to a close.
That was I walk downtown, everybody said they go to Waterman.
Yes, sir, I understand, and there's several folks from your district that every time I see them, I have to answer the same questions too. So I understand where you're coming from, and it's not. I mean, you have every right to ask us what's going on with that, and I think the big holdup has been that we had a memorandum of understanding that had not run its time, but we're coming up upon that, as well as I think some changes in state law.
I want to make it clear, it's just not my district, it's just concerned.
That's everybody. Yes, sir. It's not your district. It's really an incorporated, unincorporated
Right, the whole
thing.
world.
It's a inside, outside, as it's referred to by our brethren at the city.
Right.
So, but as I said, we'll be addressing that in law as well as that House bill. Whenever I get you the House bill number and email it to you so you can read it, addresses that specifically. So the problem's not just being faced in this community; it's being faced across the state to the level where there's actually state law being proposed, and it passed the House and made it crossed over to the Senate.
Anything else? That it?
I'm making a list in there.
Mike?
Nothing, Mr. Chairman.
Robert?
No, sir.
Your motion, we adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? We adjourn.